Hey everybody, it's Miss Mink coming at you with some math again today. It's Tuesday. We are going to take a look at ratios. So ratios again are when you compare two different quantities to each other. Okay, so two different amounts to each other. So often you'll see a ratio when you're dealing with recipes, when you're building something that you can. There's a variety of ways when ratios will come into play. So this is another sixth grade thing that you will be learning more about next year. So we're going to take a look at the word problems today for ratios. So Luther baked 16 brownies. So that's our total brownies. 12 of the brownies had nuts on top. What is the ratio of the number of brownies without nuts to the total number of brownies? Okay, so remember ratios are written with a semicolon. Okay, or sorry, a colon, not a semicolon. So we need to look at what the question is asking us. It says, what is the ratio of the number of brownies without nuts to the total? So we know the total is going to go over here, and then without nuts over here. So sometimes it's good to just make notes. So the total brownies I see back in the problem was 16. Okay, so we have 16 total brownies. That comes second based on our question. And then the brownies without nuts. So it says 12 of the brownies had nuts. So to figure out how many did not have nuts, we would take our 16 minus our 12. Okay, and we would be left with 4 brownies that did not have nuts if 12 of them did, because 4 plus 12 is 16. So we had 4 that did not have any nuts. So our ratio is 4 to 16. So you can write it like this with the colon or with the fraction bar or with the words 2 in the middle. So 4 to 16. Okay? Taking a look at number 2. Of the students in Micah's grade, 28 students have a pet, and the other 24 students do not. What is the ratio of the number of students who do not have a pet to the number of students who have a pet? Okay, so once again, I would make my 2 ratio dots. And we're going to be comparing 2 numbers, but we have to get the right order. So what is the ratio of the number of students who do not have a pet, so do not have a pet, to those that have a pet? I'm just going to write have pet, which is HP. Okay, just to keep the question straight. So if I look back at my data again, it says 28 students have a pet. So there's that HP, 28 students have a pet. So we're going to put that here. And then we have 24 students do not have a pet. So based on the question, this is the order I need to write it. So it is 24 to 28, or 24 over 28, depending on how your answers are available for you to use. But the big one is using this colon. All right, let's take a look at another one. So it says Nolan's Burger Place made 10 burgers with onions and 1 burger without onions. What is the ratio of the number of burgers with onions to the number of burgers without onions? So there's my colon. Okay, so I'm looking for onions to the burgers without onions. So onions, and then we can write no onions. So it says 10 burgers have onions, and then 1 burger has no onions. So we have a 10 to 1 ratio. And we're going to do one more today. So 2 students are going on a field trip. 5 students are staying at school. What is the ratio of students who are staying at school to the number of students who are going on the field trip? So we have 2 students are going on the field trip, 5 students are staying at school. So here's my little colon again. And I'm going to take a look at what the question is asking us. So it says, what is the ratio of the number of students who are staying at school? So I'm just going to put school, and then the number of students that are going on the field trip. Okay, so if I look back at my thing, 2 students are going on the field trip, so the 2 comes second, and 5 students are staying at school. So our ratio is 5 to 2. Okay, 5 to 2. All right, let your teachers know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a splendid day. Bye-bye. Deuces.